Welcome back to the next episode of Debate Shenanigans.
Yay.
We had to trash the serial video due to too much talking about immigrants, and
He says some very not politically correct things.
yes, the IDF did not like that. So AirPack decided to take away our salaries if we said anything more about it. So we trashed the video. Anyways, we're back, and we're talking about the greatest American government scandals because we have to show America in a bad light.
It's really funny to
All
dog
hail
on America.
Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu.
And Benjamin
All right.
Netanyahu.
Anyways,
Remember that clip of was it like the FaZe Clan or something where they were like in the basketball court with like an Israeli government official?
That's why face fell off, bro. That's why. Like, what are they doing?
And they were like, okay, on three, say I support Israel. And they all just
they
shook
all
their
just
heads.
stared at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So greatest American scandals. We're gonna talk about them, rank them on a scale of S to F, based on how cool they were, the impact they had on America.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. First off, January 6th. I think the further we go in, it's gonna get like gradually worse and worse. January 6th wasn't like good by any means, but it was kind of just like a ragtag group of like rednecks who were just like, Biden, the Democrats stole the election. And then Trump like vaguely hinted to like go storm the Capitol, but he didn't really say that.
Just enough for them to do it, but not get charged.
For Trump not to get charged. And then of course when Trump came in 2025, he pardoned everybody. It's something like 1,500 of the insurrectionists who got pardoned.
Yeah, something like that. A couple thousand people. Wasn't Nick Fuentes there?
He was. Nick Fuentes was there. He was standing up on like there's like that one picture of him like preaching to people like the good man he is.
All right, bro. AirPack's gonna take away our salary.
but in terms of like how funny it was really funny. Because I remember, like, being, like, 10 at the time and being like, wow, they're really doing that shit.
I wanted to play Xbox, and I was throwing a hissy fit that, like, people were storming the Capitol, and I wasn't able to, like, play Xbox. So I was throwing a hissy fit about that. So I did not care at the time.
I'm gonna be honest. I was like, it would be kind of cool to be there.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
It would be kind of, like, only one person died?
There was a couple more.
Well, anyway.
I'm pretty sure they killed, like, 2 cops or something like that.
I thought rednecks were supposed to be all 4 cops, bro. Like,
until they, like, stopped killing black people. And then they're like, turns out white people can't commit crimes either. And then they flip on them and they're like, oh, the fuck are you? You know,
who thought that the rednecks would be supporting defunding the police?
Speaking of defunding the police, y'all niggas be on some crack, bro. Anyways, January 6th.
I don't doubt that like 90% of the people took at least 1 line of coke before storming the Capitol. Cause like,
or on site.
How are you gonna like paint your face, wear like bull horns, like go shirtless, and then storm like the capital of the United States of America without at least 1 line of coke, you know? Like,
well, the only difference between that and a tailgate before a race is the storming of the Capitol. They do the face painting, the bullhorn wearing. They do that all at NASCAR races and football games. So the question is, does it take a line of coke to just storm the Capitol, not do all the other stuff beforehand? That's normal American stuff.
Personally, I think like just based off of like impact, I would give it like a C.
Well, yeah, because on site, right, it was a demonstration. They killed like 2 people. They wedged a cop in between a revolving door or something like that, right? But then Trump came into office, and even before Trump came into office, they weren't really arresting people. Like, it was like...
I think they, like, tried. They were like...
They tried.
We went around house to house, and we were like, were you in the January 6th? And they were like, no.
And then they
just left.
But, like, you can't really track down 1,000 people.
1,500 people. Yeah,
especially when they all look the same.
Exactly.
But, yeah, no. In terms of impact, on site, there was a decent amount of impact. The aftermath, though, it wasn't no Rosa Parks.
No.
You know?
Right. It wasn't any... Oh, we should have put JFK on here.
Well, even then, it was like...
Because the CIA killed JFK.
Well, yeah, but they also tried to kill Trump and failed, and it was like...
Okay, that was not the CIA, okay, man?
Hey, man, all these angry white kids just killing people.
They weren't hired... He wasn't hired by the CIA, though. I feel like that's crazy. Like, what motivation would the CIA have to kill Trump? What motivation would they not have?
Just saying. But yeah, no. So I guess generally I would put the January 6th insurrection. It was really cool seeing it, and everyone was convinced that it was going to be the start of something great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So C tier.
It actually was. Yeah, they were like, we're regaining our independence or whatever, because like they thought that the Democrats rigged the election, which I mean they might have.
They may have, but
like if. In all honesty, if the Democrats rigged that election, the Republicans most definitely rigged the most recent election. Like, if one party is rigging an election, then it's like most definitely certain that the other party is also rigging it.
Anyways, the government buying, what was it, like a 10% stake in Intel.
Now, I don't know that much about this one.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Very basic, not really a scandal, but the government bought a 10% stake.
It's for sure a scandal.
Well, sort of. I mean, it's not illegal. But it kind of should be.
It should be illegal.
It should be. So the government bought a 10% stake in Intel. Intel's going crazy with AI, yada, yada, yada. AI did this. You niggas are lazy.
Okay, so my understanding of this is like the government is buying stock in Intel, so the government has a say in like what's happening with the AI data centers. And apparently, I saw this from like More Perfect Union. I'm not sure if I'm like completely right on this, but like apparently the cost from the water that's used, like the water bill to cool the AI CPUs is being directly funneled into people's water bills. And because the government has a 10% stock claim in Intel stake, they kind of get to put more on your water bill.
Oh, they can do that, regardless.
And it's just like we have private companies intersecting with the government to fund the private company's best interest, which is profit. And nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah, but they also blew up a building, killed like 2 presidents.
What?
9/11.
JFK,
Charlie Kirk. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's not too like crazy like January 6th level of like this may be the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
But the government buys a 10% stake of Intel. RAM prices shoot up to $1,000.
For sure, there's like a slippery slope that we could go down to like lead us to
Crucial sells out to AI companies. Hey, these RAM prices are kind of high. I wonder what Crucial has.
All I'm saying is I feel like soon there's going to be a cleansing of the government.
Ethnic cleansing?
Maybe.
Hey, keep me out of it. Anyways.
I put this at like
D tier? I put it at like D tier.
A D, yeah.
It's just it's interesting.
It's interesting stuff, but it's not like, wow, they really did that stuff.
Realistically, I don't think anything's going to be F tier. Like, all of these are like decent sort of,
All right, next up.
9/11. I don't know, man.
$2.3 trillion.
On September 11th, 2001, hijackers armed with box cutters entered, what was it?
How do you have that memorized?
4 planes.
4 planes. 2 for the tower, 1 for the Pentagon, 1 for the White House.
And then the one for the White House crashed, and something happened to that, but they don't talk about it, because it may have been a CIA op. Anyways, black box intel was, I guess, discovered. And allegedly, the people on the plane who were the hijackers were Israeli.
Israeli?
Like, the people from Israel. Those guys.
I know, but, like, it wasn't Al-Qaeda?
Al-Qaeda? Well, that's just what the black box said. Apparently, they were speaking Hebrew or something. Allegedly.
What is black box?
It's the recording of what happens on the plane.
Can we pull that up?
The black box recording?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Alright, anyways. American 1-1 on the frequency, go up.
Athens sector, okay.
American 1-1 on the frequency. Do you read me? There's Athens. Everyone's been stabbed.
Bro. Listen. All I'm saying, just jump them. Jump all of them.
See, that's what you would think. There were like 180 passengers or something on the plane, and they didn't jump dudes armed with box cutters.
I know. If I was on a plane flight on September 12th and somebody tried to hijack the plane, we would beat them to death.
Just jump them, yeah.
We would beat them to death. So the conspiracy is, the day before, on September 10th, the Department of Defense, DOD, came out and was like,
we lost $2 trillion.
We can't track $2.3 trillion in transactions and investments.
You know where that went?
Now, was it simply the cause of a faulty accounting
financial
system
mismanagement? Yeah.
That has been that they had since like the 60s. and the transactions were only multiplied like tenfold because of the amount of machines that they had? Or was it because they lost $2.3 trillion? It's because they lost $2.3 trillion. It's clear as day. They blew up the World Trade Center. Bro, watching the footage of that was like, damn.
Anyways, 9/11 black box recordings are cool. The real question is, how do like 100+ passengers be on a plane and there's like 5 guys with box cutters on there, and none of them are like 6 people getting stabbed versus 128 people dying? You know?
Yeah.
I choose 6 people getting stabbed. Also, like,
and then afterwards, 2,977 people dying.
2,000. Yeah. Big numbers, bad deal. The CIA maybe did that. And remember, kids, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Jet fuel can't melt steel
Also,
Also, now we hate the Indians.
Also, that $2.3 trillion went to Israel.
We really did give, like, Israel $20 billion. What do we give 9/11, though?
9/11 gets, like, a hard C tier because it ended up shaping how the not the Federal Trade Commission, the niggas that search you on airports. What's the acronym again?
Oh, yeah, what is it called?
Beep, 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 beep. TSA.
There, yeah.
It shaped how the TSA...
Bro, you're stepping on the court.
I'm gonna step on you.
Please.
No? Okay. It shaped how the TSA starts doing
You're
security.
still stepping on the court.
I'm gonna step on you. Anyways, yeah, it shaped how the TSA manages their security. And since then, we've only had, like, 20 plane hijackings. Something like that.
But the thing is, like, most plane hijackings.
Jacking, yeah.
People just hijack planes because they want to, like, fly to, like, Peru or someplace for whatever.
They don't have people on.
Oh, because it's like drug smuggling.
They use cars for that.
I don't know, man.
And drugs don't come out of Peru.
You can't drive in the water,
Mexico.
though.
Peruvians don't really do drugs.
What about Peruvian cocaine?
That's just Peruvian cocaine.
Yes, it was made in Peru.
Yes, Peruvians sell drugs, but it's mostly Mexico.
Mm-hmm. All right. The first actually kind of conspiracy theory that we have here is Watergate with President Richard Nixon. Now, last night, while doing the research for this video, I read like one Wikipedia article on this, so I'm well versed in this. So basically what went down was... There was a guy, President Nixon, and he was like, I don't know if it was election or re-election campaign. He was like, we're going to listen in to what the Democrats are saying. We're basically going to sock and spy on what the Democrats are saying. So we have an edge over winning the election. And he planted these, like, listening devices at the Watergate, like, something, whatever hotel. The building was called. Not a hotel.
Something like that.
Yeah. And, basically, he got reelected in, like, a landslide. But then all this stuff came out, and he, like, resigned.
Watergate is a hotel, you retard.
Fuck you.
What did I say? Watergate Hotel. No, it wasn't a hotel. Hotel these nuts, nigga. Anyways, yeah. Watergate, it's alright.
Yeah, it's like...
It's alright. It's like... I wouldn't call it D tier. I wouldn't say it's Intel level.
No, this is like B tier,
It's
bro.
B tier,
This is like the first, like, big... scandal for the U.S. government,
like
or the U.S. public to like know about.
Well, care about. Do you have alien bodies in Area 51? Yes. No one cared.
Because no one thought that they were telling the truth.
Well, everyone knew they were lying, but it was like we kind of came to terms with it 50, 60 years ago.
That's true.
Once E.T. dropped, and everyone was like, this nigga kind of chill. But yeah. Then the Mexicans came in and we stopped liking aliens. Hold on.
We
gonna lose my AirPack salary in a minute.
What the fuck? Okay, what is AirPack?
Just look it up. I just call it AirPack because it's easier. Why would I call it AI pack?
We love Israel.
Oh, hail Benjamin Netanyahu. We gotta cut that.
Wait, no, we can't do that because that's like the opposite. Because that's like Hitler. He killed the Jews. Benjamin Netanyahu is a Jew.
If you have 5 million cookies...
6 million. Stop.
Anyways, MK Ultra is the next up on the list. Move the Y if you don't let me step.
This is like S tier. This is
Easy
like
S tier, yeah.
top of the like list right here.
This top of the line.
Elliot, take it away.
Project MK Ultra. Basically, they tried to control people's minds using psychedelics and psychoactive drugs. It didn't work, and it scarred all of the volunteers. For life, and then I'm pretty sure like all of them are dead now.
Yeah, whose like bright idea in the CIA was like, let's just like capture civilians and then do tests on them. Like you really think nobody was gonna hear about this?
Okay, listen. If you're gonna try to convince someone to completely and entirely brainwash them to do obviously what they were going to do as more government psyops, right? That's why they wanted to do this project, not for some military warfare. They were just going to kill more presidents. I'm just saying, take your hands off that damn mouse. We're not done with this yet. All I'm saying is, if you're going to try to like brainwash a group of people to commit government psyops, you have to lock them in a basement and put them under rigorous torture until they view you as a deity, and then they believe that you can tell everything, and you're just going to kill them if they try to do the opposite, right? That's how you override people. Of course, you'd have to do it at a state where the mind is still, like, developing. So, like, early 20s, teenager years.
Okay, I'm going to be so honest. If the CIA took, like, just like 10 babies and did like developmental tests on them as they grew into
classical conditioning
into adults.
Actually, you can classically condition someone into
you can classically condition like children into doing a lot of things.
Meow.
I would love to see the kind of experiments that would come from like just like experimenting on like 10 toddlers as they grow up into like, you know, age 20. Like, that wouldn't be good for their humanity.
Keep that in mind for when I become senator.
You're not becoming senator, bro. After this episode, after this podcast, you're not becoming senator.
AirPack gonna make sure of that.
Mr. Brown, what are your thoughts on the Israeli government?
Whoa! You see, it's actually kind of common. I actually don't have anything against Israel or Jews. I don't really care.
What?
But why would I miss the opportunity to blame them for everything?
Well, exactly.
I don't care.
If you have an out for something, why not just use the out, right? Like, if the American people hate black people already, why not just blame them for all of America's issues?
Same thing they did to Raylan. Anyways, a little bit of an inside joke there. anyways.
Raylan, yeah. I'm keeping that in so that Raylan sees this.
Game is game. Anyways.
I'm cutting that out. I'm cutting that out, though.
Can't have anything. What are you, a Jew? Anyways. Project MK Ultra, pretty elite. Weird way to try to torture someone. I just think there's better ways to do it if you are gonna do it.
Yeah, I give this a solid A tier though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
First one to become public, and again, no one cared. Like,
no one really.
I don't think anyone's ever cared.
They were like, wow. Unless
they have it out for you in the first place, because we're getting on to this part now. But Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. We'll explain this in a minute. But unless you previously have it out for someone, no one really cares. Like 30, 40, 50% of America already hates Trump, right?
Yep.
So the fact that he was affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein made them care.
It's just like, oh wow.
Then they started caring, and then that just became another reason to hate him.
Yep.
But when it comes to the CIA, right? No one really hates the CIA. People just don't like the CIA, or they know what they did.
People are just like, it's just like one of those shadowy organizations.
Correct, yeah. So, like, no one really cares.
Which JFK tried to disband and then got assassinated.
Yeah.
I forgot to put JFK on here, but if JFK was on here, it would be on S tier. Because the CIA for sure assassinated JFK. Like, there's no two ways about it. We're going off topic, but basically what went down, I watched, like, one Johnny Harris video about this. Basically what went down was, like, the U.S. government made the CIA to spy on people, the enemy in World War I. And then they, like, just sat around and did nothing for a while. And the CIA, basically, during World War I, had a bunch of power and influence that they needed to spy on people during the war, right? If they didn't have this sort of unchecked power, then they wouldn't be able to spy on people. And then they kind of just sat around and did nothing. And then World War II came along, and they just got revitalized, and they spied on the enemies again. And then after World War...
Go ahead.
And then after World War II, the Cold War happened, and then they still had to stay around. And then finally, after the Cold War, I think it was when JFK was president, it was like, guys, maybe we shouldn't have the CIA. And then his head got blown.
Allegedly, they shot him twice. In the video, you see him like hunch forward, right, unnaturally. The right half of his head gets blown smooth.
He got perked and then trumped.
Whatever you say, dude. But anyways. Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. This was a new thing. Hugh will put the images up on screen, but there were Trump condoms. Photos of him with like 8 different white women.
Yep. Well, their faces are blacked out, which means they're minors. So we already know what Jeffrey Epstein did. Jeffrey Epstein had his island, Epstein's Island, where he
committed a bunch of
sex crimes, trafficked a bunch of minors.
Sex trafficked?
Sex.
You said checks, I swear to God.
And basically,
he just raped a bunch of people.
That's
about it, right? And there are videos, allegedly, of Epstein's Island, and they were like, really makes you wonder if he had this much money. How do people get so many photos of this?
That's, okay. Well, it's because he had so many people over, right? Jeffrey Epstein provided a service for celebrities and for politicians, which was, underage women.
The reason Diddy got away with it for so long is because the only people that knew were his victims. He wasn't bringing all these people up.
Exactly.
Anyways, and then the people that he did bring over, he ended up raping them too.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Men and women.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Anyways.
Hey, at least Diddy's like, non-discriminatory about it. He'd fuck anybody.
Actually, yeah, I don't think, Anyways.
He'd fuck Beetlejuice. I think it's a carrot.
Beetlejuice is dead. I see where you're going with that, but yeah. How do you spell red?
C VROUX.
Anyways, now the Epstein-Trump affiliation, right? So Trump.
This is where it gets spicy.
It was kind of spicy before,
but this is where it gets like
super
detrimental to American politics.
I guess one of the reasons why Jeffrey Epstein either hung himself or the CIA killed him, right? It's because, like, as many billionaires and millionaires as there were there, it would kind of be a little bit detrimental to the American public and society if as many people that were there were outed as, like, pedophiles and rapists. And
yeah, absolutely.
Now, in the hypothetical situation that they were all prosecuted, which they totally wouldn't be, it would be pretty detrimental.
It would absolutely be detrimental. Because, like, it's pretty clear to me, at least, that the group of people who had a bunch of money and power, who were Jeffrey Epstein's clients, killed him. Because he was in jail. He was definitely gonna fucking talk. Because why wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, he could have gotten...
Because why wouldn't he?
Could have gotten less time than Diddy.
Because why wouldn't he? He would out everybody. And then everybody would get out. And hopefully, best case scenario, everybody would ended up prosecuted. And then, like, just dozens and dozens of major figures in the USA would just go to fucking prison. And that's just like, when you have a group of people with that much power, they just aren't gonna let that slide. So, the video recording of Jeffrey Epstein's cell got cut out by like 19 minutes.
And then people made a bunch of edits of like Goku going in there and shit. Anyways, I really do think that they just gotta let this stuff go, because at a certain point, it's like, we already know what happened.
But we don't want Trump to stay in office, do we?
Well, they got impeached once and it didn't work. Who's to say it wouldn't work if they tried it a second time? Anyways, yeah.
Second time's a charm.
And everyone's like, I either didn't know him, and then there were pictures of them there with him, or I didn't know who he was, right? And they were still there with him. Right?
What?
I don't know what explicitly Trump has said about his affiliation with him. I mean, I guess there was the possibility of Trump being there and him not doing anything, but then they dropped photos of him with multiple women.
That's just not. And then everything that Trump said about women over the years, it's like,
grab him by the pussy.
Right, it's like, it's just
yeah.
more and more evidence to support that's something that he would do. So this is S tier for sure.
Yeah.
Because, like, the government didn't even really get involved, but because also it wasn't just like celebrities, but it was also political figures. It was also people in the Senate and the House.
I swear I saw Kamala Harris there.
How did you know?
Anyways.
Yeah, when I was there, I didn't see Kamala Harris. Honestly, though, it would be cool to just, like, walk around the island.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Like, this is where you rape that girl to death. Oh, that's cool. You think when this all is over, like, they're gonna, like, have a tour guide of Epstein's Island of, like, this is where they would lay out the bodies and, like, filet-o-fish them.
I don't think he did all that. But, no, he probably raped, like, 1 or 2 people to death. I'm sure that a couple people probably killed themselves over it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, Lord knows where Epstein
is. Getting sex trafficked. Bro, 6 feet under.
Who's to say he's in the walls of where he was held? like in segments, you know.
It would be so cool if they like Han Solo'd him and then put him on the island.
Put him in carbonite?
Yeah.
Alright, dude. Anyway, I think there's someone hanging right there. Anyways, Martin Luther King. Guys, this just goes to show that life is not a joke. Life is not a joke. And that people are there who love and care.
Enters a forest called Suicide Forest. Is surprised when someone.
And then he made jokes about it after giving that whole spiel. Anyways, Martin Luther King, he got shot in the head. There's a couple of photos of it.
So, like, why did the CIA kill Martin Luther King, though?
Basically, right, here's my theory, right? One, Martin Luther King was just some hippy-dippy doodah who was like, I want equal rights for everyone, so he wasn't deemed as a threat by the CIA.
I have a dream.
That every man...
That every man in this world will get one big booty Latina goth girl.
Shoot, they even if they assassinated my boy, his dream would have still came true. But yeah, the CIA probably just didn't deem him as a threat at that point, right? Yeah. So then, once he started getting motion, they had to wait for him to be in an area with a bunch of people.
How can you have a movement if you have no motion?
Yeah, and then when they walked out, he shot him because they probably deemed him as a threat at that point.
Yep.
And if you look at Operation COINTELPRO and Operation Chaos, which were basically the same thing, just one was FBI, other one was CIA. They were basically to dismantle the Black Panther movement and the Civil Rights movement. And I think that came after the MLK assassination.
Okay, but like, why would they want to kill MLK?
Because they were fine with black people inflating the economy. They didn't want them to vote.
Hold on, when were black people given the right to vote? Yeah, 1870. MLK was like 1960s.
6, 7.
That joint happened like 100 years apart. It wasn't about getting the right to vote. Well, they had the right to vote.
They had like
it was about like...
Well, for a little bit, they had the 2/5 compromise and whatnot. Anyways.
Wasn't it the 3/5 compromise?
3/5, yeah, 3/5. It probably is the case that only
counting or not counting 3/5 of black people as humans. Great.
MLK! But like, if you think about it now, probably only 3/5 of the black population has the actual intellect to make good voting decisions. Like, it's probably less, but it's like, dude, half of y'all are on EBT. Why should we let you...
3/5 is the, like, American population. Like, we need, like, legit, okay, if you...
Well, we could scale it based on race. You know, 3/5 of black people, all of the Asian people.
All of the Asian? Oh, yeah.
Like, have you ever seen an Asian dude brutally murder someone? Like...
No, yeah. Like, if you... Smoking weed is fine. If you smoke weed every day, should you be allowed to vote? Like...
I was actually fine. I actually didn't like it when they legalized marijuana. Because you niggas be reeking of weed everywhere you go. And it makes my head hurt, dog. Like, bro, take a shower. Anyways.
Bro, I downloaded Wiz again. And like... So many of the girls on there have a marijuana symbol. They have a marijuana symbol on the app. Bro, these are like 15, 16, 17-year-old.
Please, Hugh, I need this. My mom is kind of homeless.
Who are just smoking weed like every day.
Dad. I feel like with certain adults, they can kind of portion out the weed that they make, except for like the black people that walk around just reeking of weed and are always high. But it's like teenagers just really be hitting that joint every time they get remotely stressed out.
Every single day. Oh my god. It's like, you're not paying mortgage. You don't have bills to pay. Like, what are you stressing about, bro?
I've been stressed the hell out. And I've never been like, I wish I had some weed to smoke right now. Granted, I've never smoked weed, but it's like, you know.
I think because of the impact that it had on the American population, though, I put this at like a solid B tier.
But to finish off my statement about MLK, after he got assassinated, it was probably meant more of a symbol as to why the black people shouldn't continue the civil rights movement. God forbid they end up like your goat.
It was so weird, because like, it seemed like the CIA did that to be like, oh, this is what happens when you stand up against us.
Correct.
But what that actually did was just like, invigorate way more people and incite actual violence. Because MLK was like, guys, don't be violent. And then he got shot. And everyone was like,
oh, well, that doesn't apply.
We're going to be violent then, yeah.
Again, I still have an issue with this, but it's like, dude.
80 years later.
Like, do you guys not know how to protest? Like.
I saw the video of... I'm going to put this up on the screen. I saw the video of the BL... Of like some white guy being like, oh yeah, BLM. And they threw a fucking brick in his window.
We're on your side. Throw a second one through there.
Honestly, if that happened to me, I might go full Gypsy Crusader, bro.
Yeah. I think next we could run like personal scandals, you know.
Streamer scandals.
Technically, would Charlie Kirk count as a streamer? Like, but he's retired. Anyways, it's gonna wrap up. It's gonna wrap up this episode of Debate Shenanigans. R.I.P. my goat Kirk. We gotta stop killing people for no reason. And
that's for sure.
It's gonna wrap up this section of talking about government's scandals minus intel. R.I.P. my goat MLK.
R.I.P. my goat Jeffrey Epstein.
I'll get with a big booty Latina for his sake. Wait, what?